Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. We are, I think, the 75th of the session, Bhagavad Gita session, 75th weekly session. So, hopefully, we will try to complete today, seventh chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So, as we have seen, Bhagavad Gita is a divine conversation between Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, Arjuna was having dilemma to fight, and Krishna is instructing him all the type of yogas, which is Sankhya Yoga, then Karma Yoga, then Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So all those details been like we have seen. Uh, so the 18th chapter. So Bhagavad Gita is like around 700 slokas, which has been spread across 18 chapter. In that 18th chapter, it has been segmented into three parts: first six, middle six, and the last six. The first six chapters like predominantly talking about karma yoga section of it. You do your action and you will get the result. Either you enjoy with the result or like a surrender with the result. It is mainly talking about action in the renunciation. Okay, we have to renounce all the activity so that we will not get any karma, we will not get any we don't need to take the birth in this material world again. It is predominantly talking about like a work with detachment. So you do the work but do the detachment so that you don't get accumulated any karma. So that is the section of like okay karma yoga section of it. Then the from 7 to 12 we will talk about the bhakti yoga section of it, which is talking about work with the devotion. Earlier it was work with the detachment. Okay, do the work but with the detachment mode. But here you do work with devotion. So understand Krishna's energy, and why we need to love Krishna, why we need to devote to Krishna, what is the reason for it, why Krishna is magnanimous, like why Krishna been called as Supreme Personality of Godhead, what are the attributes like Krishna is present, all those things like okay, what will happen if you surrender to Krishna, what will happen if you are not surrendering to Krishna. So all those things been explained in detail in the middle six chapter, which is very, 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 very important section of Bhagavad Gita. Correct? So in that seventh chapter, first sloka itself, what Krishna says, like a tashrunu, attentively hear. Correct? Till now, Arjuna is speaking to Krishna, Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. They were speaking and listening, but when he's about to start the Bhakti Yoga section of it, he is again saying, Tashrunu, please attentively hear. That is how he start the seventh chapter. So the seventh chapter name is called Knowledge of the Absolute, which is nothing but okay, we are if you want to love a person, we need to understand how great he is, what is the attributes he carries. Correct? That is what Krishna is teaching here for us. Where and all Krishna is present. Krishna is present in the water, in the Vedic names, okay, in the mantra Om, in the sun and moon, okay, in the ether, air, everywhere like a Krishna is present. So that is what Krishna is saying. That is what like in the knowledge of the absolute. So it is further subdivided into like a various sections like this. In that first to third slokas, like we covered already, knowing Krishna in full by hearing about him. Like okay, but it is not possible to know Krishna in full. But whatever important characteristics of Krishna, that is what he is giving us a chance to learn. It is impossible for us to learn Krishna in full because Krishna is having unlimited qualities. Our mind and our what to say like a capacity to understand cannot limit Krishna. Krishna is like a beyond our capacity to understand, beyond our imagination, beyond our capability to grasp. Okay, Krishna is magnanimous. He has n number of qualities, unlimited qualities. We can talk for years and years like okay about Krishna's glories. But Krishna here saying that okay, if you know about my material and spiritual energy, you know a partial of me. Okay, that is what he's saying. Where and all he is present. Then 4 to 12th, like okay, knowing Krishna as the source of both material and spiritual energy. So we have seen Bhumi Rapo Analavayu Kamano Buddhi Revacha, okay, which is Panchabhuta, he is present, then like a mind, intelligence, ego, and he is present. These are the secondary energy, like, and all the other energies where water, the sun and moon, all those places, like he's present also. So then 13 and 14 sloka, three modes are controlled by Krishna. So all activities, whatever we carry out in this particular material world, is nothing but like, okay, it has been done by the three modes of material nature: mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and mode of goodness. Though these modes are coming from Krishna, but Krishna never get controlled by these three modes. That is very important thing to understand, because he is beyond these three modes. Okay, 15 to 19 sloka we have seen which four person like a will surrender to Krishna, which in the 15th like a which four person which will not surrender to Krishna, like a Muda, Naradama. So the foolish person, like okay, one who is against the Krishna consciousness. Likewise, like a four people we have seen who will not surrender to Krishna. Then four people like a Arthi. So four people like a who will surrender to Krishna. The inquisitive, desire of wealth, then the spiritual progress, then like a jnani. These four people will surrender to Krishna. That we have seen. Then pious develop knowledge and surrender. Okay, how we can develop our knowledge and uh, increase our mode of dependence to Krishna. So that has been said. Then 20 to 25th sloka, we have seen other who have no knowledge, they will surrender to demigod, they will surrender to the impersonalities, and they will think Krishna as an ordinary person, correct? That we have seen till last week. So let's see, like from 26 to 30th sloka today, the bewilderment of like a living entity and his freedom through knowledge of Krishna. How we can understand the knowledge of Krishna? What are the things like a Krishna carries, and who will be able to understand Krishna? There is a good connection between 7.16 and 7.22, because 7.16 talks about four person who will surrender to Krishna. 7.28 also says who can understand this knowledge. Okay, we will see. Till now, any questions before we jumping into the today's sloka 26 to 30? Okay, let's start. 7.26. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, as the
Can
Supreme
I recite,
Personality of
Prabhu?
Godhead. Yes, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Can I recite? I want to recite.
Yeah, please, Mataji, yeah.
Can you put it up?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani matu vedana kashana. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Very good, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Mam tu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. Okay. So the similar kind of thing being discussed between Arjuna and Krishna in one another chapter. Can anyone recollect which chapter it is and what
The
context?
first chapter, because when Arjuna is in dilemma and he says like This all these Kauravas are his own relatives and everything, and then he says, "How can I kill?" And he's also talking to Krishna. I think it's in second chapter, if I'm not mistaken, because he says, like, "I know you, Arjuna, from previous births also, but because you are, because Krishna is God, he remembers all the births right from the beginning, whereas Arjuna forgets all the previous births and is only relating to Krishna and the current situation, current birth."
Yeah, it is. It may not be in the first chapter, Madhji, like it is in the fourth chapter.
Second, I think.
When
Fourth.
Krishna
Okay.
says, okay, I pass this knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, to sun god
From
Vivaswan, from
Manu
Vivaswan
to
to Manu.
Vishwan to
Okay,
Manu.
then
Mm.
Ikshvaku, like, okay, then Arjuna having a query. Sun god Vivaswan is very old in age. You are
Age,
just
yeah.
teaching to me now. How
Now.
I can understand you taught to sun god Vivaswan. So at that time, Krishna says, you know only
I
current life.
remember,
I
yeah.
know what happened in the
Current
past, currently happening in the present, and what will happen
and
in the
future.
future, not only
Mm.
for one living entity, for all the living entity. So the similar thing only been said here. Arjuna as the supreme personality of Godhead. So supreme personality of Godhead, we already seen, like for each word, what is a detail. Supreme means divyam, like he is a topmost. Personality means he is person, he is not having any impersonal form. Unlike the impersonalist claims, okay, Krishna doesn't have form, he has a form. Then of Godhead, he is not God, he is head of all the demigods. Okay, he is the topmost, he is the cause of all causes. That is the reason how you can define Krishna. Krishna means all attractive, and he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, so he's saying, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities. That's what he's saying. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. So Krishna can be revealed only to the devotee or whomsoever would like to know via the devotional knowledge. Okay, so for the one who is not doing or performing devotional service, for them he is being covered by the slightest of the thing, like by Maya. Okay, Maya covers Krishna. How the screen been like a put, if you want to, if you don't want like anyone to see what is happening inside the room, correct? So the screen covers someone to see from outside to inside. The similar manner, the Maya as a screen covers someone who is not doing devotion service, like a it is getting covered uh, from them seeing God, correct? So I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. So here Krishna is establishing a supreme authority that we have to understand. Otherwise, like a one, someone may claim why Krishna himself is calling himself as a supreme personality of Godhead, or I know everything. Because he know everything, only he can say that, and if he says, then only others can know. Some great personality who is the CEO of the company, if he says, okay, I am the CEO of the company, that doesn't mean that, okay, he is self promoting. He has to say so that others know. The similar manner, Krishna says, okay, I know everything, I am the supreme personality of Godhead. Then only we get a chance to know. Otherwise, we will never be able to know who is the supreme personality of Godhead. And many false or like the wrongdoers take that chances as an advantage, and they will try to exploit the people, correct? That has to be stopped. So the reason, like a Krishna claims, okay, I am the supreme personality of Godhead, I know everything what is happening in the past, what is happening in the present, and what will happen in the future. And I also know all the living entities, not only like a human beings, all living entities. Okay, because everything comes from Krishna, correct? That uh, he will establish his again supreme personality in the uh, 8th and 9th and 10th chapter. Okay, so that is another important thing to understand. But no one knows, like he's saying, one who is not performing devotional service, they will not be able to understand Krishna. But, okay, why they are unable to know? Okay, why the Maya is covering them from seeing Krishna, that has been explained in the 7.27. So we know, okay, we need to understand the knowledge of the Absolute. Okay, how we will be able to understand? By inquisitively hearing, correct? In the 7.1, it is said, Tashrunu. Okay, here what? We have to hear about the material and the spiritual knowledge. Why? Because everything comes from Krishna. Everything like being controlled by Krishna. But Krishna is not controlled by those things. Okay. Then what 4% like will surrender? Which 4% will not surrender? And then the whole representation of Krishna, like been mentioned in the spiritual and the material knowledge, and one who doesn't have the knowledge, they will not be able to surrender to Krishna. They will surrender to demigod, and they will surrender to the forefathers, and impersonalist, they will not have anything, and they will think that Krishna is an ordinary person. They will be a foolish only. Then here he is saying, Krishna knows. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows the past, present, and the future of all the living entities. But Krishna, no one knows. Why they are unable to know? In this sloka, it has been mentioned. Icha dvesha samutena dvantva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. इच्छाद्वेषसमुत्तेन द्वन्द्वमोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहं सर्गे yanti parantapa. Parantapa means, O conqueror of enemies. Icha dvesa. Icha means we all know in Hindi also it is icha, which is a desire. Dvesha and hatredness. Hate of something, correct? Samuddena arisen from dvandvena. The dvandvena like a duality. This dvandvena also we have seen in some other chapter. Which chapter? Any idea which chapter? Dvandvena.
Prabhu, chapter 2. Chapter 2, Prabhu.
One who is controlling the
Prajna.
duality. One who is not freed from the duality. How they can be called?
Sthita Prajna, Prabhu.
Sthita Prajna, correct. Very good, Prabhu. Yeah, in second chapter, the contents of the Gita summarized. We have already seen it. One who is not having who is able to tolerate the heat and cold, summer and winter, happiness and distress, or like a sad moment. All those things, they will not be bothered. They will not be overjoyed when the moment is so happy, and they will not be over disappointed or distressed when the moment is very sad. They will treat every moment, every incident, every occasion as a similar manner, in the similar manner. So they can control, they can attain the supreme devotional service. That is what he says. Krishna says to Arjuna, they been called as a sthita prajna. The same thing. Dvanda means like a duality. One who is overcome this duality, they can surrender to Krishna. But because of this duality, we are unable to surrender to Krishna. We are unable to understand Krishna in full. Okay. Dvanda of duality. Mohena. Why this duality arises? It is because of the illusion. Because the world which we are in, it is material world, correct? That material world is called Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. It is everything is temporary and everything is like a misery. It is full of misery. Dukha Alayam. Dukha means misery. Alaya means the place where we reside. Correct? Okay, that is what Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Shashvatam means permanent. Ashashvatam means it is non-permanent. It is temporary. Everything is temporary. Even our miseries are temporary. Even our happiness is temporary. Our body is temporary. Our life here is temporary. Everything is temporary. But in this temporary world, we are getting illusioned. That is the reason this is called Maya. what is a material world? Okay, it is mohamaya, they will call, na? It is illusion. Because of this illusion, we are having the duality of the desire and the hatredness. O Bharata, O science of Bharata, Sarva Bhutani, all living entities, Samoham, like into this delusion. Whomsoever been into this material world, most of them, or like almost all of them, are into this illusion while taking birth. While taking birth itself, Sarge, it is, while taking birth itself, they are into this illusion. O shine of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into this delusion. While they are taking birth itself, they are into delusion, bewildered by dualities. Bewildered, like they are getting bewildered by these dualities, like a hatred and happiness and heat and cold. Okay, for example, in the summer we want to have AC on all the time, but the same AC we don't want to on during the winter time. The other way around, like during summer we don't want to on the heater, but during winter we want to have the heater on, correct? So that is the duality, because we are associating with our body, not with our soul. So that duality, why it is arising? Because of illusion, arisen from desire and hate. Like we are having a taste and distaste, like okay, desire and hate, happiness and the distrust, or like those kind of multiple kinds of duality. So because of this duality which is arisen from the illusion, we are unable to understand Krishna. The next sloka, it talks about who can understand Krishna, which is 28. The 28 is nothing but like okay, connecting to the 16th sloka of this chapter, which is talking about four people, like okay, Artho, Artharthi, Jignashu, like the four person who will surrender to Krishna. Artho, Artharthi, Jignashu, Jnanina. These four people will surrender to Krishna. The similar manner, and they can understand Krishna. The similar manner, this sloka also talks about who can understand Krishna. Because our purpose of life is to understand Krishna and to do the devotional service. Okay. Yesham tva antagatam papam jnanam punyakarmanam te dvantva moha nirmukta. Nirmukta means free from. Who? Dvandva moha. Like dvandva means duality, moha means illusion. Bhajante mam dhrita vritaha yesham tu antagatam papam jnananam punyakarmanam te dvantva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhrita vritaha. Bhajante means engaging devotional service. So now whatever we are doing, we are into the devotional service. We are hearing the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we are trying to contemplate. We are trying to consciously, we are trying to analyze, and we are trying to understand whatever the teachings of Krishna to Arjuna. Correct? That is what bhajante. Bhajante means when you are preparing the boga for the Lord, that is bhajante. When you are just chanting the glories of the Lord, or like a Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is the devotion service. When you are cleaning your body, like when you are taking your bath, at the time you are not only cleaning like your the external body, but internal body also you are trying to clean. So that is also devotion service. When you are just sweeping the floor or your house, because you want Krishna to reside in your house, you are cleaning the floor, correct? You are cleaning the house. That is also devotion service. When you are going to the market to purchase the vegetable or the groceries to make the boha for the Lord, that is also devotional service. When you are going to the satsang, or like when you are dropping one devotee from one place to another place so that he can join the satsang, that is devotional service. Likewise, we have n number of devotional service. Okay, so whatever activity we do, if we are including Krishna, that becomes devotional service. If we are keeping Krishna in the center, that becomes devotion service. Okay, that is what he says here. Esam tu antagatam papam. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives. Okay, when Krishna says no one can understand, but here he's revealing the mystery. Who can understand Krishna? Persons who have acted piously in previous lives. So this is another very good example, like, okay, how we can carry our devotional activities life after life. Which sloka we have to remember? What is our determination sloka? Neha Bikrama nasosti pratyavayo na vidyade swalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayad. Even if we do little, it will come along with our soul. That is what Krishna highlighting here. Persons who have acted piously. What do you mean by piously? Not like, okay, you have the money and you distribute the charity. No, that is like a related to karma. But piously here means the devotion service, whatever chanting you are doing in this life, whatever classes or like whatever reading you are doing with Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that is what the pious, like that is what going to increase our devotional bank balance account. Okay, in that account we will deposit more and more bhakti into that account. That bhakti will be carry forward along with our soul even after we die in this material world. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated or freed from the dualities of delusion. So if we want to, even though we are in this material world, it is still possible to come out of the illusion by just surrendering to Lord, by just doing the devotion service. How it can be possible? Because Krishna himself says, persons who have acted piously in the previous life, in this current life, and their sinful reactions are completely eradicated or freed from the dualities. They come out from these dualities, which is arise from the delusion, like from the moha, from the illusion, and they engage themselves in my service with the determination. Yeah. So we have to come out from the sinful actions. So another thing, like which we have seen by doing the bhakti, one is we will not get any sinful reaction. We have seen multiple times, correct? And we don't need to take birth in this material world again. We will come out from the punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, like that cycle. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi. These four thing will continue if we are doing the material activities. If we are doing the devotional activities, we can come out from this cycle of birth and death. Okay, and we have to act piously in the previous life, and the previous life decides like what position we are currently doing. Our current activities will decide what we will be in the next life, or what is going to be our destiny. That will be decided based upon our current activities. So current activities, we have to include Krishna in each and every of our activity. Then it becomes bhakti, and our bhakti account will be increased, and we will carry forward that along with our soul. They only can engage themselves in my service. So we are all very, very fortunate people. Otherwise, it is not possible or impossible to attend a class on a Saturday morning where you have n number of options to enjoy your life in the bed and like enjoy your life roaming around in and out. Correct? We are all chosen people by the Lord. Very rarely, like okay, Lord will give this opportunity to many. So we got that opportunity. Let us not misuse. Let us use that opportunity. That is what we have to do. Okay, we have to engage. They only can engage in my service, in Krishna service, with determination. This determination, dhrida viradaha, is very important. It is unlike okay, whenever I am free, whenever I am distressed, like at that time only I will surrender to Lord. I will listen the lectures. When I am in happy mood, let me go and enjoy. Why I need to attend the satsang? Why I need to attend the classes? Why I need to chant the holy name? No, It has to be a determination. The determination should not, whatever happens in our life, whatever happens in our daily day-to-day activity, you may be very happy. You may be like, okay, praised by many in the office or at home. Then you will be in a joyous mode. But one day, like you have been thrashed by the colleagues, like okay, they completely they are badly commenting you, but still you have to perform the devotion service. That duality, we need to slowly come out from the duality. The Let us come out from the duality and let us try to attach to the Lord, which is the permanent thing, which is ever existing. Hare Krishna. Any doubt till now?
No, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. So 29th
No, Prabhu.
sloka. So 29th and the 30th sloka, he is opening some questions, okay, or the topic which will be asked by Arjuna again in the eighth chapter, and which would be like answered by Krishna. Okay. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritaya yatantiye te brahma tadvidu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakilam. Jara marana mokshaya. Jara means we all know it is janma mrityu jara. Jara means old age. Marana, janma mrityu. Janma means birth. Mrityu means like okay, the death, which is marana, death. And the moksha means liberation. Mam ashritaya. Mam means me, Krishna. Ashritaya means taking shelter. Yatanti means like okay, endeavor. Te Brahman, then actually that Vidu, they know. Krishnam, like everything. It is not Krishna, it is Kritsnam, which is everything. Adhyatmam, like a transcendental. Karma, which is activities. Chakilam, like entirely. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotion service. They are actually Brahman. This one particular thing, like which will be explained by Lord in the 8th chapter, Brahman, because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. What is transcendental activities? These two things, five other things in the next sloka, which will be explained by Krishna in the 8th chapter. Okay, first he is asking Brahman. They are actually Brahman. Brahman is, what is our supreme position? If you are connecting with the body, then we are like a materially motivated. If you are connecting with our soul and connected to the supreme soul, then we are nothing but Brahman. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities, because we are connecting to the soul. Soul is ever existing 30 characteristics of the soul, which we have seen in the which chapter? 30 characteristics of the soul. Which chapter we have seen?
Oh, chapter 2.
Yeah, chapter 2 we have seen. Soul is like okay, it cannot be killed. Soul cannot be submerged in the water. What is the size of the soul? All those things we have seen, correct? The tip of the hair, if you take like if you cut that 1,000 parts, and in that 1,000, like if you cut another 1,000, it would be that is the size of the soul. The size of the soul is like so minute, but that is what making us if as a living body or dead body. So body is same. After we die, after I die, like okay, I will be still carrying the same body, correct? But they will call me as a dead body because the soul only giving the life to the body. Once the soul moves away from a body, then that body, though. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, though we existed in the same body, we still be called as dead body, correct? Because the soul's presence only making us as a either living body or dead body. So that is what important thing. Like the soul is so important. that soul's presence only will be connecting us to Brahman, because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. So here Krishna says, only the intelligence who can know me, and they will be able to connect to the transcendental activities. What is this transcendental activities mean? That is what the Brahman means, like a Brahman. Adhyatma means like a transcendental activities.
Transcendental activities means the Leela Krishna performed.
What?
The Krishna Leela, the Leela which has been performed, so that person like me and you can discuss about Krishna Leela.
Yeah, correct, Maji. Like this we have seen in one another
Like,
place. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvada tyaktva tegam punarjanma naitimam etiso Arjuna. Okay, so this Adhyatma means like a transcendental, which is nothing but self. Okay, and this Brahman means like a supreme Brahman. So these two things plus 5 other things in the next next sloka, which will be covered in the 8th chapter. Like Krishna asks 8 questions. Sorry, Arjuna will be asking 8 questions to Krishna. What is this Brahman, Adhyatma, Adibhuta, Adidaiva? Like likewise, he will ask 8 things, and for which Krishna will answer one by one, like in the 8th chapter. Okay, so this transcendental activities which we have to connect to the soul, all these things been explained in detail in the previous chapter, as well as like in the current chapter also. Like we have seen Janma Karma Chame Divyam in the 4th chapter. If we don't want to take birth in this material world, then we need to just think about Krishna's Janma and Karma. Krishna's Janma is nothing but appearance of Krishna. Then Krishna's karma, Krishna's activities are nothing but all the pastimes he carried out in Vrindavana, Mathura, Gokul, then Dwaraka, all those places, correct? Janma, karma, chame, divyam, because these are divyam. It is transcendental. It is not ordinary. Otherwise, is it possible for a normal, like a 3 months, 5 months child to kill so many demons, to lift Govardhan Hill, which is spread across like a 22, 24 kilometer dimension and like a width? Is it possible? It is impossible, correct? Only Krishna can perform. Krishna can perform these activities as like a transcendental activities. Okay. So Brahman and Adhyatma, which we have seen it here. The last sloka of Brahman, Adhyatma, and Karma. 3 things we are seeing it in the 29th sloka, and four other things like in the 30th sloka, which will be answered by Krishna in the 8th chapter. So Adhyatma, Karma, and Brahman. Okay, these 3 things in the 29th sloka. 30th sloka, let's see. Sadibhutadi adidaivam mam Sadiyajnam cha ye viduhu prayanakale api cha mam te viduryukta chetasaha. Chetasaha means like one who's engaged or connect with the Lord. Chetasaha. We will say na in Hindi like Chetana, correct? What is the meaning of Chetana or Chet? Chitta or Cheta, correct? It is consciousness.
Chetana is like inspiration, or like
It is our
motivation,
consciousness.
inspiration.
We have to endeavor for it. Like we have to just engage in that
actually,
particular.
Chetana, literal meaning is Prabhu, consciousness. It's
Consciousness.
like,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We
yes.
have to. That is the reason Srila Prabhupada, while name this association or like a congregation, he mentioned it is not only bodily activity. No, devotion services. It is Krishna consciousness. it doesn't mean that, okay, I physically engage my body to do something to the cleaning of the temple, but in my cheta, in my chitta, I think about like something stupid or nonsense. No, the Krishna consciousness is engaging our mind, intelligence, and all the body. That is the reason kayena vacha manasa बुद्ध्यात्मना
मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा
प्रकृते
बुद्ध्यात्मना वा
स्वभावात्
प्रकृते
करोमि
स्वभावात्
यद्यत्
करोमि
सकलं
यद्यत् सकलं
परस्मै
परस्मै
नारायणायति
नारायणायेति
समर्पयामि. I am
समर्पयामि.
just offering my my body, my thinking. It is buddhi, okay, kayena vacha manasa, my words also like a manasa, buddhi, everything like I am offering to the Lord, correct? So cheta is very important, engaging ourself, our mind, intelligence, and our body, everything like okay towards the Lord, correct? So here what it has been said, those in full consciousness of me, that's what like okay the chetasaka, which is consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord. How we have to understand Krishna? Not like ordinary boy or like a ordinary person. We have to understand Krishna as Supreme Lord to be the governing principle of the material manifestation. He is the governing principle. Everything comes from him, and he is the governing principle. And he is the head of all the demigods. Like how many demigods are there? 33 crore Devadas, like okay, the Ganesh ji, the Vinayaka, like okay, is one among them, and Saraswati Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Shiva is like one among the demigod. Likewise, like there are a number of demigods, all are like okay, the associates of the Lord, and of all the methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. They can even understand at the time of death. Okay, so this is Adi Bhuta. Adi Bhuta means the governing principle of material manifestation. Okay, Adi Bhuta, which is Krishna. Then Adi Daivam, governing all the demigods, like a demigods, Adi Bhuta, Adi Daivam. Then Adi Yajnam, like a governing of all sacrifices. Okay, then with who? Prayana Kale. Four things, Jaja. Adi Bhuta, Adi Daivam, Adi Yajnam, Prayana Kale. Like a Prayana Kale means at the time of death, time and death. Okay. So these four things again will be further explained in the 8th chapter. So we have seen 7 new things like okay in this 2 sloka. Can anyone say what are those 3 things in the previous sloka? It is nothing but Adhyatma, Brahman, which is soul and Brahman, and the karma, plus Adi Bhuta, Adi Yajnam, Adi Daivam, then Prayana Kale, like which is a time of death and time. Yeah, only the spiritual seeker will understand all these 7 things. That is the reason Arjuna is asking about these 7 things. And one more question also he will ask, like which will be answered by Krishna in the 8th chapter. Adi, yeah, Adi Bhutam, Adi Daivam, Adi Yajnam, okay, then Prayana Kale, then Supreme Brahman, then the Adhyatma, then Karma. The 7 things will be explained. What is the connection between all those things, like in the 8th chapter? So those in full consciousness of me know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation, the demigods, and of all the method of sacrifice. This is what material manifestation is, nothing but Adi Bhuta. Then Adi Daivam, which is of demigods. Then controller of demigods. Then like Adi Yajnam, of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death, which is Prayana Kale. So with this, like a 7th chapter gets over. So let's see this 26th to 30th sloka in the pictorial representation. So, knowing Krishna as the source of both material and spiritual energies, like 26 to 27, talking about living entities bewilderment. Krishna knows all what happened in the past, present, future, but Krishna, no one knows. Why they were unable to know? Because they were in the duality which is arise from the illusion, and so the reason like a Maya is covering them. Okay, but Krishna can be seen only by the one who is executing the devotion service with determination. And 29 and 30th sloka talking about fourth kind of like a Sakama devotee. The devotee as desiring for liberation or Brahman. Okay. Then they know everything about Adhyatma, the Jiva and Karma activities. And the 30th sloka talking about freedom from freedom through knowing Krishna at the time of death. Those who take shelter of Krishna, knowing Krishna as the Adi Bhuta, Adi Yajna, Adi Daivam. Okay, he is knowing Krishna as Adi Bhuta, which is he is the source of all material manifestation. Then Adi Daivam, who is the controller of all the demigods. Then Adi Yajna, who is the Lord of sacrifices. This Lord of sacrifice, which we have seen in one another chapter in detail, okay, for Varna and Ashrama, what is the sacrifices, correct, as well. And know Krishna even at the time of death also, okay, that is what been mentioned. So let's see 26th sloka, how it has been explained. So 26th is refutes Krishna's form is material. No, Krishna's form is not material. Impersonal Brahman thinks that okay, Krishna doesn't have any form, but actually Krishna is full of form. He is a personality of Godhead. I know all what happened in the past, present, and future, and me, no one knows. Okay, I am fully cognizant of all past, present, and future of all the living entities, not only like a one living entity, not only human being, all living entities. Refutes Maya can cover Krishna, correct? Because he know Krishna is not being covered by Maya or like not being affected by Maya. The living entity in this material world, because they are association with the bodily platform, they've been covered. Krishna been covered by Maya to them, but Krishna himself doesn't have anything to do with Maya, except Maya is his energy. Krishna's form is spiritual, not material. Okay. The 27th sloka talks about desire and hatred cause them to be the bewilder of dualities. Like because of the duality which is arisen from the illusion, we are unable to see Krishna or know Krishna in full. Correct? So how living entity is covered by Maya, desiring to enjoy separate from the Krishna and put unto the Maya, correct? Unto the delusion. So effects of manifestation of illusionary energy is duality of like a desire and hatredness. Symptoms of such delusion is wants to become one with the Lord. They always envy Krishna and think Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energy. They think that okay, all the material world is coming from Krishna, but they think that material world only like a creating Krishna, okay, which is wrong. And their manifestations of duality is like a good and bad, pleasure and pain, dishonor and honor, man and woman. Likewise, they will actually we are not like a man and woman. It is everyone is like a soul jiva, and we are connected to the Lord via the soul, not via the body. How they can get free from the coverings of Maya? Recognize Krishna's supremacy. For to get Krishna's supremacy, what we have to do? We have to come out from the duality of that illusion. Then only we can understand Krishna in full, and we have to be a devotee of Krishna. Then acting in that real constitutional position, we can understand Krishna and we will get out from the Maya or the coverings of Maya. The 28 is like a qualifications of a devotee who perform determined devotional service. They acted piously in this life and the previous life, and they are free from all the sinful reaction. They cease to acting on the desire and hatredness. Like okay, they will be completely ceasing that desire and hatred. sinful actions are completely eradicated, and like they are freedom from the dualities of illusion. So impersonalists cannot do that. The atheist cannot do that. Okay, only the devotee and who surrenders to Krishna in consciousness and determination, they only can understand Krishna and they can surrender to Krishna and perform the devotional service. Okay, the next sloka, description of like a Sakama devotees. This is what we have seen. Like a who is Sakama devotee? One with mixed intention. They want to have like a devotion is mixed with desire of liberation. At least they will have the sense of liberation. But a pure devotee doesn't want to have even the liberation. They always want to perform the service towards Lord. Correct? So what will happen, Mam Ashritaya, like when they surrender to Krishna, they will be able to get more knowledge about Krishna. They will understand because they are connected to the soul. They will be understand about the Supreme Brahman, and they will be able to perform the transcendental activities. Okay, so we have seen four kind of mixed devotees like Artha, Artharthi, Jignashu, Jnani. These four people will be able to or try to understand Krishna. Out of them, the Jnani is like a better, and in that Sakama devotee, like okay, one who wants to have liberation as well as like a doing the devotion service is even better as well. Okay, yeah, they will have a pinch of material things, but at least like a majority of the part they will do the devotion service. They will be Brahman realized, and they will not be a demigod worshipper. Like they will always surrender to the Lord only. So devotees can know Krishna at the time of death and go back to him as okay, Krishna is the supreme Lord, like never deviated from the path of entirely understanding. Understand Krishna in transcendental association. Understand Krishna as a governing principle of material and spiritual energies. Okay, including demigods as well. Gradually, they become convinced the supreme personality of Godhead, and at the time of death, he can never forget Krishna. Even if they forget Krishna, Krishna will make us remember. He will give us a chance to remember. That is what important thing to understand because of our devotion service, Krishna will remember us during the time of death so that we can go back to Krishna. All these things like will begin with the association of devotees like that not like-minded association, it is right-minded association we have to have. Then we will be able to understand, we will be able to get the knowledge to understand about Krishna. Okay, so Adibhuta is nothing but governing principle of material manifestation. Then Adi Daiva, like a controller of all the demigods. Then Adi Yajna, like a governing principle of all material sacrifices. One is able to understand all these things, like okay, he will be able to perform the devotion service and he can go back to the Lord. Conviction is simply by hearing and glorifying Supreme Lord, all the objectives will be fulfilled. We don't need knowledge to understand, etc., etc. Just to hear about the Lord and chant about the Lord, chant the holy name of the Lord. Then we will be eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna. So this is how like the sixth and seventh chapter culminate. Like the sixth chapter ending, what Krishna says. Yoginam api sarvesam madgane nandaratmanaha shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. Yoginam api sarvesam. The yogi who devotes to me all the time in full, he is the best of the yogi. That yogi, like how to attain such constant remembrance. That is what, like okay, we have seen Tashunu Samagramma, like okay, we have to hear about the Lord. Okay, what are the things we need to hear? We need to hear about the spiritual and material energy of the Lord. By hearing that, we will develop the consciousness about the Lord, how he is controlling the whole material universe. Then we were seeing like a four people who will surrender to Krishna, four type of people who will not surrender to Krishna, and then demigod worshippers, what will happen to them? Impersonalists, what will happen to them? And Krishna is like a beyond all these things. In this chapter only, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapatyade Vasudevaga Sarvamidhi Sa Mahatma Sudurlabhaga. So, doing devotion service and surrendering to Lord, it is not easy, because out of all among men, hardly one tries to endeavor, and out of that, like hardly one will go to Krishna. So we have to constantly do the devotion for us to eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna. Krishna is the essence of everything. He is present in all the material and spiritual energies, and we have to understand about all these 7 things, okay, which is Brahman, Adi Bhuta, Adi Daivam, Adi Yajna, then Adhyatma and Karma, and the Prayana Kale, like, which is at the time of time and death. And here also, like Krishna rests on everything rests on Krishna, like a matta parataram jnanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre maniganaiva. How the pearls are connected to Krishna, the similar pearls are connected to the thread, and it makes like a very nice pearl necklace. The similar manner, every of the material and spiritual things rest upon Krishna, which is making everything like a running and existing, like, okay, because of Krishna only. Very detailed chapter, very important chapter, because it is a start of Bhakti Yoga. Please revise. I will share the recording. I know that a lot of pending recordings were there. I already uploaded all those recordings. Even today's recording also I will upload, and I will share all those links in the group. Please take out some time to hear about all these things, revise. Very important. Then we will start our Kahoot quiz also. I will start releasing one by one for all these 7 chapters. Please go through, revise, revive our consciousness to connect to Krishna, so that we are always associated with the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thanks for your time. Let me know if anyone has any query, any comments to add.
No, Prabhuji, thank
So,
Hare
all
Krishna.
glories of all your dedication, because we completed 7 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, which good progress. Let us revise, and whatever covered till now, please try to revise and come next week. Hare Krishna. Let me know if any queries. Otherwise, we are good to close. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Hare
Maji.
Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry for my bad voice. Sorry. So, Prabhu, you said in second chapter you covered on soul 30 gunas. Can you quickly give me the brief, because I didn't attend the chapter.
Yeah, okay, Maji. 1 second. Let me open the second chapter quickly. Then we will be able to. Yeah. So if you see the second chapter, 30 characteristics of the soul. Those 30 characteristics. What are those 30 characteristics? So everything Krishna covered in this one. We have to. Yeah. Yeah. These are the 30 characteristics. Yeah. Soul is.
These
All
are
30
like,
characteristics.
yeah,
Yes, Manji?
no, the 30 characteristics are these. No, the soul is eternal. It cannot
Yeah,
be
yeah, correct. I'm just, yeah.
touched by fire,
This is the 30
water.
characteristics of the soul. I was just looking for the slide. Hope you are able to see the slide, Mataji. No? Okay, well,
No,
let
screen
me.
is not visible.
Yeah,
No,
screen. Let
Prabhu,
me.
there is no slide.
Yeah, okay, fine, okay. So these are the 30 characteristics. Okay. in which sloka it has been explained, been mentioned here. So soul is eternal. There is no change to the soul. It is indestructible. It is imperishable. It is immeasurable. Okay, neither slayer, it cannot be killed. Okay, nor ever slain. It cannot kill others also. No birth, no death. Soul doesn't take any birth and death, not coming into being. It is not like okay existing just for to be in the material world, does not come into being like okay then will not be coming to being, unborn, ever existing. Okay, then it is primeval, immutable, cannot be cut into pieces, burned by fire, cannot be burnt by fire, cannot be moistened by water, not withered by wind, unbreakable, insoluble, neither burned nor dried, everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, eternally the same. Okay, that is the reason qualities of super soul and our individual soul is same, only quantity it is difference. Okay, then it is
So
invisible.
whether it is in the whether it's a dog soul or our soul, it's all same.
Yeah, everything same. Yeah, correct. Then it is inconceivable, invisible, and amazing. Look and see, hear, and describe like about the soul is amazing. These are the 30 characteristics of the soul.
Okay,
Okay,
Prabhu, thank you
Mataji.
so
Yeah.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, again, it's a very,
Prabhuji, one
conscious topic.
Yeah, correct,
Uh,
Mataji.
one more questions, Swami Prabhuji.
Yeah,
It
Mataji.
is one primeval. What does that exactly mean?
This primal means like it is a important. It is what giving the. If you see the literal meaning of primeval, okay, it is a prime thing, correct? Like it is a only thing which can be. See, I mentioned to you, correct? The body is same, but after
But
we die, it is it is giving us like the same body being called as a dead body, correct?
correct.
Yeah. So that is what like important. But how many times we are able to understand of the earliest time in history, or it is emotion or behavior strongly instinctive and unreasoning. Like okay, so primeval means if you see the literal meaning, it would be ancient, existing like a from the earlier time. So soul is the primeval. Like okay, soul is the important thing in our body, in our
Okay.
existence,
It's
not
like
even in the body.
present, ever existing. It's
Yeah, correct.
uh,
Yeah.
okay, but that okay. So because it also says like if you see the other ones, sorry, which one it is here again?
Ever
Ever
existing.
everlasting, right?
Yeah, correct.
Ever, yeah. So it's pretty much the same, right? It's not different there.
Yeah, it is
Same thing.
ever existing, and ancient means like from the start it is. Yeah, if you see
Yeah.
the literary meaning, like it may be the same, but Krishna sometimes stresses again and again one characteristic because we need to understand how many times in our day we understand. Okay, we are not the body, we are the soul.
Yeah. True.
Very
Right.
rarely, correct?
Correct. Correct.
So to make us understand again and again, many a times, like Krishna repeats. So this one among them, it is like a primeval. It is primeval means like a from the starting, ever existing. Like okay, um, so that may be the reason.
Okay. Yeah, but what you said is right because even though it is rarely we identify ourselves as souls. We pretty much enjoy carrying the tags we have in our everyday lives,
Yeah,
right?
correct. We think that okay, we are the body. Let me enjoy. Let me
Yeah. We
let
don't.
me pass the devotion service for a later time, etc., etc. That has to be like a changed by just thinking, okay, I'm the body, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. What is my reason for existence? What is my purpose of life? We need to understand and we need to practice more and more devotional service. In devotional service, how much ever we do, like it is not possible. It is not sufficient. We can do
Yeah.
more. See, for example, the material things, you are hungry and you are carving for gulab jamun, correct? Like, okay, so how many jamun you can have? 10, 20, 30, 50. Once you reach the count, maximum count, you will get bored. Okay, how much ever
Law
you
of
are,
diminishing marginal utility
yeah,
comes
correct.
in,
So
and
you don't want any more. Even if I give you, okay, your stomach is full. Even if I give you like a amrit, you will say, no, I can't eat, I can't drink, correct? But in the
Correct.
devotional service, how much ever we do the devotional service, there is no limit to it. Like because the devotional service is transcendental, it is permanent, it is not temporary. So how much ever you do, still it is not sufficient. You can do more, you can do more, you can learn more, you can talk about Krishna about more. Likewise. Okay, Marji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, one question.
Yeah,
Prabhu, so the size of the soul is very small, right?
yeah,
So that means the size is so small that means it cannot have any shape, size, or face,
yeah.
right?
Yes, Prabhu.
And how to identify means which soul is mine, which soul is others means.
No. That is the uniqueness will be there. Like all the souls, it is the uniqueness how Krishna identifies. Like that is up to him, and he will do it. Okay, the size of the soul for us to understand, because everything like we want to understand in our own capacity. Correct. We want to have a size, we want to have like okay how it looks like, how the color of the soul, or like how the body resemble, I'm sorry, that object resembles. Likewise, for that he says like it is immeasurable, imperishable, but Krishna knows how to identify that soul. Each soul is unique in nature, though every soul is like okay it is the same in size, but Krishna knows like how to identify. Okay, for example, in this life you've been called as like a Mosam Prabhu, correct? Which is associated with the body, or like a which your birth and death. But after I die, like in next life I may be a dog, or I may be like a human, or I may be like an elephant, etc., etc. I may get the soul, my soul size would be same, and I am the same soul, correct? Now also I am the same soul. In my next life, like irrespective of whatever body I get, my identity will remain same. It is nothing but identity. Okay, for example, uh, you take a Emirates ID card, correct? That is associated with the number. For example, Radhya, when she was 6 months old, she had a different photograph. Now she is like a 3 years old. She has a different photograph. In the 2 years, like okay, she has a different photograph. When she becomes 10 years old, she will have a different photograph. But the ID remains same, correct? The Emirates ID number remains same. The similar manner, soul remains same because it is a unique identifier. Krishna will associate. Okay, for example, in this life, here your name is Mosam, but Krishna will say, okay, your name is like a Govinda. Then that Govinda associated with that identity will remain same, which only Krishna knows, because he knows what is your past, present, and future all the time. Okay, Prabhu, hope I answered your question.
Yes, Prabhu. So that means, Prabhu, if someone goes to the spiritual world,
Yeah.
so we'll have only soul, or there also
No,
we'll
no.
get some body,
We will have a spiritual
spiritual body.
body, which we left over from there. Okay, we have a spiritual identity. Okay, which is along with our soul. We will have that body, but it is not. It is not a material body, because in material body it dies and like take birth and again. But a spiritual body, there is no birth, death, old age and disease, because there is no time there. Okay, everything is permanent. Everything is like a Nava Yovanam. It is everything is like a transcendental.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay,
Hare
Prabhu. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, I just have one query. I know I'm digressing a bit, but then this is something which I always wanted to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, now when you say that, I mean, I'm sure it's like, there are like millions, billions, I mean, out of that 84 lakh species of souls, species, you have like infinite kind number of souls, right? But
Yeah.
in our personal life, like if you see the maximum people, I might be meeting like 5,000 people, 10,000 people in my life maximum. And then I have association, I have like 10 friends probably, or like 50 colleagues, and then like, one child, um, a couple, maybe one, two siblings or something like that. So only a few number of souls come and interact with me. Okay. So how is this connection coming in from? And is it, and they all say, it is all like your previous birth association,
Yeah.
that some people come into your life and everything.
Correct.
But how is this, because it is always interesting to understand like why certain people, like, it just happens. I'm sure it's not just with me, with many other people. I'm sure it just happens the same way. Like you might be having a family, like your relatives or cousins or somebody else. Out of like 15, 20 cousins, you have only one, two people are nice to you, or like one, two relatives are very close to you. And some stranger, total stranger from a different part of the world, actually cares about you and checks on you, is concerned about your well-being,
Yeah.
where you have no connection with them directly in any way. But then, like, somewhere they're worried about your well-being and everything. So how does this connection happen with other souls?
No, that connection only Krishna connects everyone, everything, Maji. That Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Jananjaya. Okay. How he relates like we may forget what happened yesterday, what we did good to others, what we did bad to others, correct? We might forget, or what we did bad or good to ourselves itself, we will forget. But Krishna remembers all those things, he connects everything. So that is how, like, the Matara Parataram Nanyat is very, very important sloka, because everything rests upon him. He gives the understanding, and he gives like the relationship between which soul, okay, why you have to exist in this particular part of the world, why you have to attend this particular class, why you have to get okay one of your daughter as your daughter, and why she has to get you as a mother, uh, why your office people, like you have to get someone as a boss, and you have to get like someone as a subordinate, etc., etc. All those relationship, all those relation, only Krishna stitches everything together. What has to happen, when has to happen, how it has to happen, why it has to happen, where it has to happen, everything Krishna stitches. That is the reason he is called as Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the reason he says whatever happened in the past, what is going to happen in the current, what will happen in the future, everything Krishna knows. That is the reason Krishna says, okay, even to Arjuna, you don't need to fight, okay? Everything, every soldier I killed, all the Kauravas I killed, but I am just using you as a what is that? What is that thing?
Weapon.
Nimitta Matra,
Nimitta
Prabhu.
matram.
Nimitta
Yeah.
Matra.
So I am using you as a nimitta matram, like be in my acts, and you gain the glories. Okay, the nimitta matram. Everything is done by the Lord. Everything is been created by the Lord. Everything like he knows. Only if we are associated with the Lord and being in that nimitta matram, we will be able to get the glories. We will be part of his glories. Otherwise, we will be part of like, okay, the demoniac mentality. So everything getting connected via Krishna, by Krishna, and he only knows. We can just understand a little, but we will never be able to understand the karma and how, why this. If we question all those things, now our whole lifetime will go just to think about those things rather than like concentrating more on the spiritual activities. Okay, everything happening for a reason. That reason is like a cause of all causes is Krishna. Okay, let me associate with that Krishna rather than questioning myself more about, okay, why it is happening to me, why I got this as a daughter, like she as a daughter, why